Well, hello everyone. And some years ago, I started coaching people. To be honest, it started in a classroom and small group, and inevitably me and a whiteboard. And over time, that developed, and I found myself standing in front of larger groups of people, and people started calling it whiteboard coaching. And it's a great name, but it doesn't necessarily say what it does. But I'm really delighted. I've been working for a while now on writing a really good quality training manual for what I'm now calling Restore Coaching. It'll probably already always be called whiteboard coaching by some, and whiteboard's part of the method, but it's not the purpose. The purpose is restore coaching. And you see, I've got the final draft ready. I've got a little bit of work to be done on just tidying that up and making it available. And but once it is, it'll be available on my website to purchase, and there'll also be training webinars, probably opportunities where I will coach somebody and use that venue as an opportunity to demonstrate what I do. The truth is, it's really all about coaching people to know, believe, and experience that he wastes nothing and he gets you ready. That's the goal, and I'm really excited to get this rolling. I think sometimes we kind of think that coaching has to be something that's really complex and long term. Now, I'm not saying that this method isn't a way of opening a door for more coaching, for more detailed examination of areas of our lives. But I know that using this method, because I've demonstrated it countless times now, I know that in about 45 minutes to an hour with one person, I can help them to take the next step on their life's journey. See, there's these two verses that really are important to me, and I believe they're important to you, and that's what I just wanted to talk to you about them a little bit. By the way, if you want to stay in touch with my developments on this, sign up for my newsletter at paulmanwaring.com, and you'll be in line for to be first to know when the product's launched and when the webinars are available. But the two verses are these: Romans 8:28, all things work together for good to those that love God and are called according to his purpose, which I have abbreviated, perhaps a little bit brutally, but I wasn't trying to be a translator. I abbreviate it to: he wastes nothing, he gets you ready. All things work together for good to those that love God. And of course, the person that wrote that is the great apostle Paul. But he didn't begin as the great apostle Paul. He began as Saul the murderer on the road to Damascus. And because of that experience, because of that encounter, which incidentally I've written about in my book, Divine Encounters, available on November the 5th, because of that encounter, he was able to later write all things, and his all things work together. His all things beat our all things. I know that. And so that's one really important verse that is this kind of like a redemption statement, really. It's he redeems, he gives value to every experience of our life. And then the second verse that's really important is Joel 2:25. He restores the years the locusts have eaten. And if you put these two things together, you've really got the all things and the kind of the gaps, the losses, the things that we haven't experienced. And I put those two things together, and that for me is really important. And it's why I'm really excited to get this rolling, to get this manual out and into people's hands. I believe it's a great resource and going to be a great resource for, for leaders, perhaps leaders of life groups or youth groups, and way beyond that, to learn this and to just coach people individually. And it just opens up so many opportunities. It's built on some really, to be honest, in many respects, I think simple principles, but you know what it is. Sometimes the simple are the things that are most powerful, and sometimes the simple are things that evade us. And so it leads everybody who is coached to one of five journeys. You see, when I coach somebody, that's my goal, is to lead them towards one of five important journeys. If you sign up for my newsletter, you'll get a brief outline of what those five journeys are all about. And you know, another way I could describe this coaching is it's principle-led coaching, because it's built on these powerful principles, you know, powerful, simple principles that really work. So if you're somebody who wants to know how to live a life, not just believing, but knowing and even experiencing as things happen, this truth that he wastes nothing, he gets you ready, then you'll be really interested in this. And I've written the manual for three types of people. I've written it for people who want to learn to coach, who want to learn to coach somebody in this method. They could be, you know, leaders of small groups, as I've said, youth pastors, maybe pastors of churches, anybody, any group of people that you're really helping to step forward in life. So I've written it for those who want to learn to coach. I've written it so that you can coach yourself. You can buy it and you can go through it yourself. You can do some exercises. You can go on one or all of the five big journeys at the end, and you can do it yourself. And I've also written for those who've been coached, who maybe want to just find out a little bit more and want a little bit more detail about the journey. So I've called it Restore Coaching. And of course, with the tagline wrapped in, my tagline, he wastes nothing, he gets you ready. And I really do believe that this is a key for every one of us, because what I've learned to do in my life is to almost see when I'm going through something that he won't waste it. And it's a simple principle, but when that becomes a part of our lives, it really does help us. And so you'll go through an incredible journey, I believe, as a coach, as a coachee, or coaching yourself. And I love that verse in Proverbs where it says, the plans of a man are like deep waters, and a wise man draws them out. And I believe that this coaching method will help you to be your own wise man, or a wise man that helps you to kind of plunder the depths. Because this coaching method isn't about introducing you to things outside of yourself. It's about introducing you to what is already inside of yourself, already inside your life story, already inside your heart, already inside your relational experiences, already inside the things that you have already done and said. And so I know that this is really powerful. Keep your eyes out. There'll be a lot more on this. If you want more information, you want to be in the newsletter so that you are kind of like ready to go as soon as it's launched, then go to paulmamering.com, sign up for my newsletter. And, you know, just while I'm on, I've got my book coming out November the 5th, Divine Encounters. I'm really excited about that. I personally feel like it's the best thing that I've written, my most enjoyable writing experience, and I'm really excited to get it out into your hands. And those that have had some, you know, sightings of it, or even, you know, some who've read it, are excited with me. I really do believe that we are an encounter generation kind of waiting to happen. And so I just tagged that on the end. But for now, this is about Restore Coaching, formerly called Whiteboard Coaching. He restores the years the locusts have eaten. Have you got gaps in your life story? Have you got, you know, those deficits, those things you've been robbed? Well, his desire is to restore. And have you had life experiences where it's not always been easy, it's been challenging, maybe you've made mistakes, maybe you need to overcome some regrets? Well, I want to tell you with absolute certainty that he wastes nothing, and he gets you ready. So sign up for my newsletter, paulmamering.com. Keep in touch with Restore Coaching. If you want to always call it Whiteboard Coaching, that's fine by me. But really, that's the method and not the purpose. The purpose is restore. Restore the years the locusts have eaten, and live a life knowing, believing, and experiencing that he wastes nothing, and he gets you ready.